Says that we are live now. Hello, hello, hello. We'll see. Oh, there's Cole. Hey, Cole, how you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us. We'll let a couple other people get on here, and then we've got some special guests tonight. We're looking really forward to talking to. These guys have burst on the scene, doing some incredible stuff for the community, and we're excited to have them tonight. Of course, it's no surprise with my title on the video, but why don't we go ahead and say hi to Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography. Hey, you guys, how you doing tonight?
We're doing great. Thank you, Talking Bullion.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Winning, how you doing?
Appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, no, you guys are doing a great job out there, and I know that people are responding by watching your videos and giving you some comments, and you both got it going on. So yeah, I'm just happy to have you guys tonight, and we're hoping to get some more people out there here in a few. Thank you for the silver quarter. Got it in the mail the other day. Well, you're welcome, Cole. Thank you for joining us on our live streams and playing along and answering our very hard questions. Boy, you thought the questions were hard before. You just wait till tonight. You better have your Google hat on. So, and there's Silver Ripples joining us. Hey, SR, how you doing?
Hi, Silver Ripples.
Yeah, we've got Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography on tonight. And let's see if we can get a few more people joining here. And Mrs.TB is joining us as well, but she's joining us via live chat. Oops. Reminds me I need to change it to live chat. I was on top chat. So, yeah, we're glad to have you here. And we're gonna go through some questions tonight, get to know Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography a little bit better. I don't know what to call her, WIP, Winning. Just WIP seems to roll off my tongue pretty easily, but
Yeah, it's a long name. He calls me Win.
Win.
No, I like winning a lot more.
Win or winning.
Win or winning. I
Yeah.
shorten it way up.
Yeah. Well, boy, that's got to be a good boost for your ego, being called Win all the time.
Yeah.
It's winning because we're stealing the silver, right? No, that's really just in the name, you know. So.
Yep. Yeah, I was. I talked to Winnie the other night for a while, helping me do some testing, which I really appreciate. And yeah, she told me a lot about what she does and where her name came from. But we're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mrs. TB likes Win. Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, usually we get some people on pretty quickly here, and we'll just go ahead and let's see how you guys are doing tonight. What's going on with you guys? You said you had a busy day lined up today, getting some videos done and things like that. Were you able to accomplish some of your tasks?
Some of that, yeah. I went to the post office on the usual Monday to drop things off, and then pretty much got everything set up for tonight's stream and shot a couple videos. Monday's usually my shooting videos days because I have Sunday and Mondays off. So, but for this week, we actually are. I've got a vacation that starts sort of midweek. I don't like doing it that way, but I'm going to have 7 days off in a row, and haven't had that happen since like February. So this is going to be good for me because.
What? Winning lets you take a vacation? Oh my gosh.
She's only got to work one of the days that I've got my 7 days off, so it actually timed up really well. We're actually Saturday night going to go see Iron Maiden.
Oh my.
Where she works at.
I took the day off.
One of my favorite bands, so I'm really stoked about this next Saturday night coming. So that's my immediate plan.
Oh, Iron Maiden, huh? Boy, those guys been around a long time.
Very long time, so it's sort of like I'm thinking it might be my last opportunity to possibly see them. So pretty stoked about it.
Yeah.
And I've never seen them.
Is it also the original band members?
Their first two albums, Steve Harris, the bassist, who actually does all the writing for the band, is the only original member there. By their third album, they had the core group that everyone knows today, and yes, those five are still together. They didn't really get popular or have any good songs till about their third album. So
Hmm.
this is how everyone knows the band anyway. So in a way, yeah, they're original. So pretty cool.
Hey, 999 Magnum's joined us. Hey, Magnum, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hey,
We're
man.
glad that you're here as well.
Hi, Silver Ripples.
Silver Ripples went to the post office, sent a W quarter to a buyer from Mercari, and I found Friday night, and all that I found Friday night. Friday night coin hunting. Yeah, so that Mercari, that's a site where you can buy. Yeah, I popped on that a few weeks ago. Somebody recommended it. So don't tell Mrs. TV that there could be another website that I visit to look for good deals on coins. She's not listening, are you, Mrs. TV? So we're so glad to have you guys. I was so happy when I sent you an email last week and asked if you'd be willing to join us, and you guys said yeah. So,
Oh no.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been following your streams for what, a good couple months now.
Mrs. TV says, "Oh no."
yeah, yep. As we talked last week, Mrs. TV went to her first coin show and did some shopping. So I got to be careful about giving her the bug because I think she's getting pretty close, and it's going to be me coming home going, "Okay, what'd you buy?"
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she's actually the reason you see this one coin in the background over here. That's I picked that up for $20 the other day at my LCS. It's an 1878 Morgan in beautiful condition, and it's got a rainbow toning going on it.
Nice.
It's our first truly like 100% coverage of toned Morgan that we've got. So
Wow. Yeah, it's pretty nice looking. I love those Morgans. I know you're a big Peace Dollar fan, but I actually bought a couple Morgans today while I was out getting some more Constitutional Silver. Guy had some Morgans too, so I mean, I don't worry about them too often. Pick up a few of them. Good to have in the stack,
Actually, he's a Morgan guy. That's his favorite.
Oh.
The Peace Dollar just had a nice story, and it was we finished the set. We may not finish the Morgan set.
yeah, that may never happen. The Morgan
Yeah.
set, there's just some really tough dates in there.
Oh,
but the
yeah.
Peace Dollar set seemed like something that was achievable. And just sort of like clear that one out of the way. They're my two favorite United States dollars, so it would be Morgan first and Peace Dollar. But
Yep, I
actually,
agree.
the Peace Dollar, you're not entirely wrong because the Peace Dollar has sort of like captivated me over the last couple months. I'm really liking the Peace Dollar right now. So
Yeah, so 999 Magnum wants to know who our guests are tonight. We've got Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography on joining us tonight. Most of you probably know with them being on the live stream and their comments that they're married. They're a couple, and they both have channels and help each other out in the not only with the coin collecting but with the technology as well. So yeah, we're having them on joining us tonight. So that's who we have. That's who you hear. And then yeah, Silver Ripples answered Magnum's question on how much a W quarter was going for, and so Ripple said he sold his for $17, probably about an MS62. So wow, not too bad to sell a quarter for $17 and almost $5 in shipping. That's a pretty good deal there. Mrs. TV and I got a box of quarters quite a while ago that we've been meaning to go through. We just haven't had time to. So really kind of hoping that we can find some, W quarters in there, and I'm sure if we do, they'll be MS70s worth, $800 or $900. So we're just waiting to get there. Yep.
Sodium's here, and yeah, hi Magnum.
Yeah, that's a lot of sodium. Hey, Sodium, how you doing tonight? So, yeah, we've got Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography on. So, yeah, one thing I wanted to ask you guys is, how did you come up with your names? Silver Stealer, how did you come up with your name?
Well, it of course has to do with silver, and then I'm a big Pittsburgh Steeler fan, so I thought I'd just put them together, the two of them, and came up with Silver Steeler, and sort of did a play on it too. So people might be thinking I'm stealing silver. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's really bode me so well. The growth hasn't always been the greatest on here, I come in spurts every now and then, and everyone out there, it's not spelled Steal, so I'm not stealing your silver, but yeah, that's how the name came about.
My
So,
name was made because I have a business and I was taking win pictures of horse racing. So I'd be in the winner's circle or finish line taking the pictures, and I create a winning image of the horse winner.
So there you go, winning image photography.
yeah, that's cool. That's a great story. It's good. Mine we just kind of picked. It doesn't really have a meaning, but it's cool to see that you guys both have some meaning behind your names. Now,
Yeah, her sticker has a shot that she took of the solar eclipse that we took in southern Illinois about 2 years ago when that happened. So that's actually, that shot lasts for like about a second and a half. It's very, very hard to get, and it's called the ring.
Diamond ring.
And she nailed it.
that is a really cool shot to know you took that yourself. I bet you could sell that. Have you been able to sell that photo? I mean, that probably looked nice on a wall or something,
Oh yeah. We've actually sold to a couple of our friends that wanted it. She's got this like montage of it that goes across.
Yeah, I did the whole stage from beginning to end, and it's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures, I think, from beginning to end, and I put them all in one picture.
Stitched them all together. It really looks good.
Wow. Sounds great.
She's good. She's good at what she does.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I know she does some of the technology stuff for you, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. So,
All of it.
okay. So, when did you guys start stacking?
That would be May of last year, May of 2018.
Wow, really? That recent, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. We came out of the gates, bought a couple pieces, and then I just sort of floored it. That's just. I don't know. We haven't stopped yet either. So.
Tell them how you got started.
I went to go pick up a present for my mom at a place called Silvertown. I'm sure a lot of people have heard it. We're not too far from there. It's 40 miles outside of Winchester, Indiana, away from us. And so we went there to go get her something. And
they used to have a jewelry store.
They used to have a jewelry store. It was closed that day, so I was just bobbing around there. I'd been there several times before, and I picked up a 10-ounce silver bar and an 1884 New Orleans Morgan dollar for some reason. And I don't know, it was like the next month went by, I just kept on staring at that stuff, and then eventually I found my local coin shop guy, went down there and bought a few pieces, and if I didn't have the bug already, he injected it into me, and I haven't looked back. He's been a great person to have because he's guided me so well, given me so many deals, and we plan on actually doing some bits with him before too long because his knowledge is just incredible. I at 15 years old, or around 13, 15, I had a friend at a church that I used to go to of my parents, and he used to take me to all these flea markets, and he gave me the early childhood bug. And then for some reason in the 20s, I dropped it, and I got rid of all my stuff. But here at 50, I caught the bug again in a much more massive way.
So, long story short, he went to buy his mother a birthday and a Mother's Day present and came home with stuff for himself and nothing for her.
That happens to me, especially like on Black Friday when I go out to buy Christmas presents and I come home with stuff for me instead. So, no, that's cool. Imagine if you would have kept those coins from back when you were 15 or so, huh, Silver Stealer?
Yeah. The good thing about all that, though, is I was pretty well versed with, what years had silver and stuff as a child, and it never left me as an adult. So when I did dive back in and, at this age now, I went right back to starting with numismatics, and then, we've switched back and forth depending what the price of silver is. I buy numismatics when the price of silver is going up because it doesn't really affect numismatics as hard.
Right.
And then when the price goes down, then we switch back over to bullion and stock up.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, Fiat Destroyer, thank you for joining us tonight. And thank you so much for the super chat. Wow. That's very kind of you. We really appreciate that. $2. We will take that. Thank you, sir. We really appreciate it. And Fiat Destroyer's got himself a good channel going. Been having some great videos, so everybody check out his content when you get a chance.
Yep, I watched a couple high Fiat.
And then Silver Steeler, did you see 999 Magnum asked if those are intaglio mint stuff? So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about what's on the screen there for people?
Yeah, I've been getting it. Those are from the Intaglio Mint. I've been getting into the 2-ounce rounds lately. And I guess with the Mullen Labe ones, there's 4 types of those 2-ounce coins. I've got 3 of them. I'm waiting for one more to come in through the mail. And then there's one that's the war one with the helmet on top of the gun. Never Forgotten. I really like that one from them. And
That's on the front, right?
right. And then I've got those Mercury dime, those 2-ounce high relief ones. I got 2 of them there. I really like those ones. If I had them on the side to show you, and I really don't want to interfere with anything right there right now, but they're thicker than most of the other 2-ounce ones because of the high relief, and they dive down into the coin. It's so noticeable on those Mercuries that they're really intense. And then
Yeah, it's a beautiful one.
yeah, and then in the back, I've got that latest Queen Anne's Revenge that everyone's been talking about. And believe it or not, that thing wasn't supposed to get to me till September 12th. I put my order in. I got an immediate response being delayed, blah, blah, till September 12th. And then like 2 days later, it's sitting in my P.O. box. So I got lucky.
I ordered some of those too from AppMex, and they told me it wouldn't be till September 12th. So I haven't gotten the shipping notice. I ordered them, I don't know, about 7 or 8 days ago. Did an electronic check and that cleared, so hopefully I'll get them soon. So let's see, we've had a couple other people join us. We've got Armando from the Vault. Hey Armando, thank you for joining us. Armando sent me an email earlier today saying he is going to join us tonight, so we really appreciate that. And Jay Parker Silver Stacker, thank you for joining us. Welcome everybody. And guess what, you guys? Infamous Stacker, I don't think I said hi to you. And then US Silver Stacker, hey, how's it going? You guys are joining at the right time because guess what? We've got a lot of gauze to do tonight. Mr. and Mrs. Talking Bullion's giving some away, and so is Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography. So you picked a good night to join us, and we're not going to tell you how many gauze we have. We're just going to say we have many, and I think it is time to do one. So what do you guys think? You ready for a gaw? Ready for a gaw for a tough question? And I'll take the first one here, Silver Stealer. I'll go ahead and
Okay.
let me switch up.
Say hi to Jay Parker, Infamous, Armando, and Jay Parker. I responded to your video a little while ago. I saw it. Nice vid. I appreciate the shout out, my man.
Yep, cool. Yeah, isn't this community great, you guys? You guys got to be just thrilled because I'm just so thrilled at the community and how everybody supports everybody. So
I've never met kinder people, honestly.
yeah.
So,
And we saw Armando's shout out too.
yes, saw your shout out the other day as well.
Yeah, it's great. So, U.S. Silver Stacker wants to know if it's only one guess. No, we can do multiple guesses because all the people, Mrs. TB, Silver Stealer, and the Winning Image Photography, we all have the answers to the question. So it helps when more people have the answer. We can better track the chat as it's flying by. So I'm going to go ahead and on the sheet there, guys, the second one there, I'm going to do the Roosevelt dime and the question for that. So this is a 1962 Rosie, and let's put it on there. Oh, look at how nice that fits. Oh, look at that. Almost like it was made to be. Oh, look at that. 1962 dime. Just in case nobody knows what it looks like. All right, look at that. All right, I better get it off there. Somebody might think they're getting that 3-ounce Talking Bullion around with it. All right. Here is the question. You guys ready? All right. The question is, what dime was the first one to be made of 90% silver? Well, Mrs. TB, are you going to type go for us? If not, I can type it. We will say go. So what dime was the first one to be made of 90% silver? And you guys can go. We are ready to roll. I knew it wouldn't take long. I don't know. Is that an acceptable answer, or do we need more? We'd like.
I would say that'd be acceptable.
I would think so too. All right, you guys can stop. Armando must be guessing. Oh, somebody's weight. Oh, he was guessing the year. Okay.
Oh,
All right, you guys can. All right, yeah, Mrs. TV, I got you for sure. You guys can stop. It happened quickly. Figured it would, especially for these coin lovers that we have out here. I need to find my writing utensil. The answer was the seated Liberty dime, and from 1796 to 1837, dimes were composed of 89.24% silver and 10.76% copper. The silver percentage was increased to 90% with the introduction of the Liberty dime. So that's your education for the night. And so the 1962 Rosie goes to J. Parker Silver Stacker. Congratulations, J. Parker.
okay.
And J. Parker, if you can send your mailing address to tb@talkingbullion.com, we will get that out to you. Hey, Silver Wolverine has joined us.
I like that typeset that Jay's trying to put together. It's pretty cool.
So, Silver Wolverine wants to know if I've checked out the LCS that he recommended. I have not, Silver Wolverine. Unfortunately, on Saturdays, we've had some commitments last couple Saturdays, and they're not open on Sundays. But I just told Mrs. TB a few days ago that I want to get over and check that out. I did send a friend of mine over there to check it out, and she went over there. It was fairly close to where she lives, and actually, I wanted to get a coin to send to our friend in the Netherlands there, Cigar Box Silver, because I was already sending him something from the 1,000 Gaul win, and she was able to pick it up over there for me, so that was pretty cool. But thank you for the recommendation, and I definitely plan to get over there. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
And hey, Silver Wolverine, hello.
And Michael McFerrin, hello Michael, thank you for joining us. So yeah, we've got a few more gauze to do tonight, and so hang in there, and we're gonna continue to get to know Silver Stealer and winning image photography a little bit better. So we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but what's your favorite type of silver to stack? What do you guys like to stack?
Oh,
Or collect? Stack or collect, either one.
I
Or
guess
both.
it's, I like my Morgan, I like my peace dollars, and I happen to like most of my silver coins and denominations from a dollar. The dollar would be first, and then I like the 50-cent piece second, the quarter I like third best, all the way down to the penny. So that's the order. I like them with numismatics, and then pretty much here lately I've been going hardcore on the American Silver Eagles. I've just I got about half a box now. The plan had been to try to get it all done this year, but then, you know, I just don't know about silver being at $17 an ounce, so I'm just waiting to see what it happens before I decide which direction I'm going to continue to go in, either continue on my numismatic side or, you know, go. But we probably, out of the coin that we have the most, I would say is probably the American Silver Eagle.
Yeah.
And
Go-
my favorite designer is Adolph A. Wyman, so Merc dimes and Walkers are, he's such a, they're so beautiful.
Oh, yeah, good choice,
Such a
Lenny.
great artist.
Our two favorite designs by far, and they're in my top 5 too, for sure. So
Yeah, I definitely like both of those designs as well. I was going to dig a couple out and throw them on the screen, but yeah, but the problem with the American Silver Eagles is this that, you know, with silver going up, they've gone up. I found a couple local people, you know, they were offering to sell me some, because I haven't bought any American Silver Eagles in a while because I bought so much constitutional silver, and I'd like to get some ASCs, but they said they'd sell them, you know, to me for $2 over spot, which really in the whole scope of things is a decent price. But because spot's so high, it's like, I don't want to pay over $19 for them. You know, I just bought tubes of them. Seems like not that long ago for $16 a piece. You know.
Well, that's exactly why I've probably stopped buying right now. I had that little bit just during the summer of the FOMO, fear of missing out. So we started flooring it on American Silver Eagles, and luckily I filled up a half box while they were in the $14-15 range.
That's awesome.
And then when silver jumped up about $2 and $2.50, I see it was back down today below 17. But beside the point, it's just right now I just want to see where it goes before I start buying any more American Silver Eagles. If it goes back down to $16-15 again, then yeah, I'll start flooring it and get that box filled. I want that box filled.
Yeah, we'll probably do the same thing. Mrs. TB and I were fortunate back when silver was in the 13s and 14s. We actually bought quite a bit of Silver Eagles and generic and stuff. So we were able to stack pretty good back then. But it's never enough, right? I really would like to get a monster box of Eagles, and we're a long way from that. But
I see Silver Ripple said that she loves to look up old Morgans, and she carries one daily. So she's got one of the pocket coins of Morgans. I know a couple people that do that, but she purchases ASCs and Constitutional.
Yeah, that's great.
Huh?
Yeah, I was carrying around a pocket piece for a while. I'm not sure what I do with it. I was carrying around a Morgan there for quite a while. I mean, you just don't get, I kind of would like to.
Oh, sorry, Ripples.
Yeah.
I misspoke. It is a he. My bad.
Yeah. Mr. Ripples. Yep, he is a he.
He is a he.
He is a he.
That's my bad. She's sitting there elbowing me all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, sorry, my bad.
Fiat Destroyer. I don't think, if silver is 14.98 right now, I might have to stop this live stream and go do some buying. I'm just saying.
We're out of here.
We're out of here. All the dealers are going to get some sales tonight. But yeah, I was carrying around a Morgan in my pocket. I was kind of wanting to get banged around a little bit and kind of show some wear. But in today's world of debit cards, you just don't get that much change anymore to throw in your pocket and carry around with stuff. Yeah, Fiat Destroyer, no problem. We knew. Yeah, 69. Well, it's below 17, but I'll tell you, it still puts Silver Eagle at a pretty high price. I mean, I looked at the online vendors the other day when online bullion, when those guys were making me an offer for $2 over, and for below 20 of them, all of them were over below 20 quantity. All of them were over $20 a piece to buy. It's like, man, $20 a piece.
Wow, that's just that. I think we've just been all spoiled here lately buying this cheap silver, and so it gets up around 20 right now, and for me, I always, what I want to get out of silver is not really like when I go to sell it all is like a huge profit or any kind. I just want to maintain what I've already spent into it at least, and with what I was doing buying it at $14-15 an ounce, it being at 17 now, I've more or less recovered that now for a large portion of I got my money back, especially on the American Silver Eagles. So it's already working out good for me.
All right. Well, are you guys ready to do a gaw?
Absolutely.
Let's do another gaw. It's almost 9:30 already. We still got a lot of gaws to do. So, you guys.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do a Roosevelt time. It's 1948.
Okay.
And my question is, during the 60s, the U.S. Mint was trying to discourage coin collectors from collecting. Kennedy half dollars were the main reason for it. What years are there no mint marks from all three branches? And I guess we say go, right?
We say go. I'll type go, and we need all years on the same line, folks. So, what? Go ahead and reread it there, Silver Stealer.
Sure. During the 60s, the U.S. Mint was trying to discourage coin collectors from collecting Kennedy half dollars. Kennedy half dollars were the main reasons. What years are there no mint marks from all three branches?
Okay, we got some guesses going. It's going to be your call on what you want to accept as the answer. So
it's got to be three, just 3 years. I'll give you a clue on that. It's 3 years.
Yep. 3 years. We need all 3 years on the same line. Yeah.
I mean, they're in there. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just got to be 3 numbers. There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
We can go
Yeah,
ahead
I
and
got it. I think Ripples did 266s. If that 66 in the front were 65, that would have been it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Fiat Destroyer, congratulations. That's who you see, right, Silver?
Yeah,
Still?
that's who I see. I see Fiat. It would have been Ripples had that 66 in the front than a 65. But yeah, I didn't try to throw too much. There's just it was really weird in that decade how they were trying to do that to coin collectors. You know, it's just there's like everyone was hoarding all the Kennedy halves. Everyone wanted that silver, and so the U.S. Mint said, well, now we're not going to put mint marks. So you're not sure if you got a 65, 66, 67, where exactly that was minted at.
And I think also because Kennedy died in 63 and they came right out with a coin with him on it in 64, and the price of silver going up, both combined, and people wanted that remembrance of the president and hold the silver.
That's why so many 1964 Kennedy halves are in great condition, because everyone hoarded them. They didn't really get circulated that much, you know.
Yeah, I like collecting those things. I love those 64 Kennedys, but I'll take a nice Franklin and a Walker anytime as well. So
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, that's for sure. I don't have a lot of great condition Walkers and Franklins. I got a few of them, but a lot of the Kennedys are certainly in good condition.
We bought a roll about a year ago. We bought a roll from APMAX of AU Walkers.
Oh,
They really, there's some nice ones in there. They even got like a 1935S out of it. They were expensive, but
yeah, I bet.
because of her, she wanted some good looking Walkers, and we just came upon so many all the time that just seemed like they were slick. Those things just got easily slicked out, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's those are expensive to buy, but if you want them, get them. I mean, that's sometimes like the Geiger bars I posted recently. I mean, paid a premium for them, but I like them, so I bought them. It's just the way it is sometimes.
Yeah. We'd like to get a nice graded one day, but we'll wait, because that's going to carry a premium. So.
Oh yeah.
And we're
for sure.
really not into grading.
Yeah, we're not either. We've got a few, but not too many.
Yeah, other than my Morgans, I like to have my Morgans graded, particularly the tough years, so that there's no chance of it being cleaned or, counterfeited possibly. If I'm missing 2 for my date set. I need the 1990 or the 1893 and the 1895, and I'll have the date set at least, not the date mint mark set. That's going to be impossible, but at least I'll have a date run. But that 1893 and that 1895, they are expensive. So I'm going to need to have them graded, which means that's going to make the expense even more.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take a chance with those 2 key date coins and getting something that's been cleaned and not worth much.
Hey, Michael McFerrin, I wonder if you saw the video I put out a few weeks ago on the gold Geiger bar that I purchased. If you haven't seen that, check that out. That thing is beautiful.
That was pretty. I like the silver ones too.
Oh yeah, the silver ones are nice. Yeah, Michael said he loves those Geiger bars. And hey, Silver Finder, how you doing tonight? Glad you're here. So I brought up the gold because that was kind of a segue into the next question for you guys. So I'm wondering if you guys stack any gold. I mean, that's kind of a person. I wouldn't be surprised if you said none of your business, but.
Oh no, it's fine. I only have 2 gold pieces. I've got the Apollo curve coin.
Yes.
That was our first one, and we paid a heavy premium for that.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get our money back on that. But I like NASA too much, so I had to have it.
I really like it too.
And then what? We got a 1/10 ounce gold eagle
for $133.
So that's why we picked that one up. We actually bought that just probably about a month, about 6 weeks ago before gold shot up. So
yeah, that's a good price.
Within a week, gold shot up $100. So
yeah, I'm noticing the 10th ounces are like $180 now. They
yeah,
really went up.
We got a deal on it because we got it for $133. That was a good buy. But yeah, that's all the gold we got. I'm thinking as I watch more people's videos and people are talking about wanting to trade their silver in for gold, and that I hear that ratio number all the time, and it's becoming more and more important to me that there's no way I would probably sell all my silver off for gold until that ratio came down. So it's, in my opinion, way too high right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would too. I mean, I'm waiting for the ratio to come down because we would, wouldn't mind trading in some of our silver for some gold, but certainly not now.
Now would be the worst time to do it for sure. And I don't know. I hope to God that I'm not wrong, and the months go by and it gets even worse of a wider spread. But I mean, that's the chance you take, right?
Yeah, it is. And I put out a video right at the end of the year called, our 2019 stacking strategies, and our goal was 20 ounces of silver, really 20 ounces of government issued silver, and a quarter ounce of gold every month. So fortunately, we've been able to keep that up this year. But I'll tell you, with everything, especially with gold going up so high, that's going to be tough to continue to, put out that money for those quarter ounces.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But thankfully with eBay bucks and some of the deals that come along, we've been able to still wrestle some out of there. But it's getting hard. Like, I really like buying the Canadian Maple Leaf gold coins because they're 4.9s, and but for whatever reason though, even the quarter ounces have went really high on those things, and even the 10th ounces. And so, I mean, they just really jacked up the premiums on those things. So
yeah. Well, at least with the gold maples, you wouldn't have to worry about milk spotting, right?
That's right. Yeah.
I only got 2 silver maple leaves in my collection, and both of them have spots.
Yeah, I pulled out one. I was going through a box the other day, and it was what was it? A Britannia or something. It was one of the foreign government issues, and that thing was so milk spotted. It was ridiculous.
They're known for that too. That was the other one I was going to say. Yeah, the American Silver Eagle isn't totally out of it either. I've got quite a few of them that got some milk spots on them too. So
Not very many.
But still,
I mean, we
I
have.
don't like any of them to have it on there.
I know. Yeah, I think Blended Whiskey said that he thought that gold would be $17.50 by the end of the year.
It's
Well,
in the right direction.
right. Well, if I'm a seller, I'm happy. If I'm a buyer, I'm not. I'd still like to buy a little bit more. That's one thing we need. We don't have a whole lot of is gold. So anyway, I want to say hello to Blended Whiskey. Thanks for joining us. And also, Sherry Ward's joined us. Hey, Sherry. Thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate it.
Hi, Sherry.
So, yeah, we've got, for those of you who joined us a little bit late, we've got Silver Stealer and Winning Image Photography on tonight. They're joining us and getting know a little bit more about them. So, it's, and also we've got some gauze. In fact, why don't we do another GAW right now? A few people have joined us. We've got some stuff to give away, so why don't we go ahead and do that? I will do a quarter. Let me switch over to my screen here, and I've got a 1956 quarter here. It's got a little bit of wear on it, but it's a 56. I thought it'd be nice to dig out a little bit older one and give it to somebody who's joining us tonight. So, hey, Two Punch Gaming joined us just in time for a giveaway, and I know Two Punch likes that constitutional silver too. So, yeah, thank you for joining us. So, I've got a question here. It's going to be the first question on our sheet for our people to watch the chat. So here's the question. Now we need both answers on the same line. I think you guys will probably get this pretty quick, but here's the question anyway. Who designed the Washington Quarter and what day of the year was it released? Not what year, I think most people know that, but what day of the year. So we need the designer and what day of the year it was released. And I am not prepared to type go, so I will type go and go. Hey, Senior Crypto has joined us with the words of wisdom, silver is silver. I like it.
Now I saw what Fiat said earlier up that he bought some gold at 1,200.
Oh.
Prices were down around 1,200. That's good.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. Oh, there it is. I bought some fractional world gold coins for under spot when gold was hanging around 1,200. Yeah, no, that's great. Got to go back down to the answers now. No, that's great. Boy,
Yeah.
buying at 1,200. We need the actual date. Can you give us a date there? Cold tea. So nobody else wants to guess? Nobody else wants a quarter?
They're Googling. They're Googling.
Come on, Cole. Steal it out from underneath them. Pull that rug out. Go get it. August 1st, 1932. You got to put both answers on the same line.
Yeah, you see that?
I'm still. Oh, there it is. Yeah, cold tea. Nope. We still don't have it. There we go. Congratulations, Cole. You have won the quarter. It was John Flanagan, August 1st of 1932. August 1st was the date for that. So I thought that was interesting. Everybody knows, I believe, the first Washington quarter was in 1932. But I found it interesting that it was August 1st that it was released. So let me go back and get Silver Stealer winning image photography stuff on the screen. And so senior crypto, I'm better at math and coin trivia as long as I don't have to take my shoes off to count.
Congratulations, Cold Tea.
Yeah, Cole T. Congratulations. Appreciate you joining us and congrats on the win. And hey, Full Push Metals has joined us. Hey, FPM, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Full Push Metals.
Yeah, Magnum's learning a lot tonight. And Sherry's good at the fruits.
I don't think we got any fruits on tonight's agenda.
I don't think we do either. We're going to make you guys think tonight.
I was always good at the states, Sherry. We're both out of luck.
All right, so we talked about the gold. And so, curious if you guys, again, this could be a none your business type question, but curious if you guys have a budget for your precious metals. Do you have a budget each month that you try to stick to? Is it kind of emotional? You buy what you want? How do you guys handle your allocations for picking that stuff up?
The LCS calls him in the middle of the night and he just goes berserk. Budget nothing.
Budget shot. I don't know. I got about a year ago. My workplace had transferred over to another company, and I still work there. But I was lucky enough to get a 401k plan deposited into my account, being fully vested, even though I wasn't fully vested, because they had to do that because they were leaving me. It wasn't me leaving them.
Okay.
So it turned out to some extra money at a time if I took it out then, which I did, and pretty much other than a little vacation that her and I took, I pretty much just had a wad and spend it on stuff, and then between what I've got extra every paycheck, just push some towards that. Right now it's we've still got a little bit saved back yet for stuff that we might want, and I just like to get something that I really like Morgan's Peace or American Silver Eagles, and then leave a little money for the spur of the moment purchases that come up, because like she had said, my LCS will call me literally. I work second shift, so I'll be sitting there at 10:30 at night, and all of a sudden I get a call from my LCS, and he's like, hey, you might want to come over here after work. He said, because if you don't come over here right now, in the morning, all this stuff is going to be gone. And so I'll go over there, and he'll have some big estate or something he had bought.
Wow.
And I know he lowballs him. I know he probably only pays 60 to 65% of the actual value that might be there. And in turn, he can give me that kind of, he sells commemoratives to me for like $25, $30 when U.S. Mint had those things going out the door for $50, $60. Now, I get that they lose value right out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, especially with commemoratives. but still I can get some of these commemoratives for 20, 25, 30 bucks.
Yeah, and some of them $30 for two silver coins.
Yeah, he sold me that Dolly Madison one that I just put a video out on the other day.
I saw that.
And
Yeah,
I got that set for what, 35 bucks, I think.
yeah,
So, they're both silver rounds and they're beautiful. It's almost what spot is. So
Right.
how can I pass that up? That's like buying Constitutional on steroids. You know what I mean?
right.
It's like buying history.
Yeah, and those commemoratives too. There's something about those commemoratives that I'm starting to get hooked into right now too, because while I'm a numismatic guy, those commemoratives are just a one of a kind. You know, they don't get minted every year, so the mintages are usually a little bit lower on those, especially with business strike coins and whatnot. So I think the art in those commemoratives are better than some of the business strike coins that they're putting out today.
Yeah, so I noticed a couple people commented in the chat that they really don't have budgets. They just buy when things come along, which is interesting. That's good that you can do that. I saw Armando and Sherry said,
3 or 4 times a week.
yeah, yeah,
They
and
pull you up the stool and they offer you a drink. That's what mine does. I mean, a Coke or something like that. You know, I go in there and he just, have a seat. Here's your Coke. We're going to be here for a while.
I wish I had an LCS that calls me, but my LCS is this guy I found on the Let Go app. He gets a hold of me once or twice a week with the Constitutional Silver, and he's still selling it to me for, around $3, an ounce below spot. So we're fortunate that we can take advantage of that because, we're seriously stacking that stuff and we're getting it for a great price too. So, and if it comes back down, if the prices go back down, I'll certainly expect them to reflect that as well. But prices have went up over $17, and he's kept the price the same. So, pretty happy about that. But we talked last week about Mrs. TB and I being not having a whole lot of debt, paying things off, and so we still don't go crazy with the precious metals, but it does afford us the opportunity that when good deals come up or somebody offers us something for a good price. We can take advantage of it if we want to, so we're pretty happy about that.
Well, Marndo's trying to get rid of some of his commemorative coins.
Several of them I wish I could get rid of. I bought a few from friends that I don't like. Well, Armando and I think you got possibly the right people online, because that's one of our topics tonight is commemoratives, because Silver Steeler said he likes to pick them up, so. Maybe.
Yeah, I've only got a few right now, probably under 10. It's just something I've recently been maybe getting into a little bit. I know there's some out there that are extremely high priced that I'll probably never go, because there's a line in the sand I won't cross when it comes to a price on a coin. I'm just not going to go there unless it's a Morgan or a peace dollar, then it's okay, because like the 1928 Philly peace dollar, I picked that one up about 3 weeks ago, and that sucker cost me $400. So that's about the limit of what I want to spend on a numismatic coin. I don't like going over that $400 mark for some reason. But the commemoratives, it's like my LCS, and I've got this in a video somewhere where you hear him talk about the whole entire coin, about how sometimes the commemoratives will go out there and do a coin on something like the Marshals of the United States, where you never hear anything about the Marshals. You hear about your policemen, your firefighters, your politicians and whatnot, but you never hear about the United States Marshals.
Mm-hmm.
And here the United States put out a coin for the U.S. Marshals. It's got a great looking design on it, and even if somebody doesn't know about the Marshals, that coin one day might end up in the hands of someone who knows nothing about the U.S. Marshals and has no care for them whatsoever, doesn't know about them, mostly doesn't know about them. And what they'll do is they'll do research on it then, because they'll keep the coin because they know that it's worth something because it has silver content in it. That's their first reason for keeping it. But then there's the chance that they might actually do some research on the U.S. Marshals, and that's what those type of coins are all about, to preserve a time in history, for people to go back and learn the story behind the coin. And it's something that comes across in coins that really in a lot of other hobbies that doesn't happen, where you've got a tangible coin, something that's worth some silver content, and there's a story behind it. And I think that's part of the reason why I like numismatics and commemoratives.
Yeah, and so I was going to ask you about the commemoratives because when you said you like to collect them, I did a little bit of research on them, and I mean, what commemoratives? Because it looks like they've been making commemoratives for a long time,
Oh
and
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, it'll be more or less like the Morgan Dollar collection that I'll never get all 95 business strikes, dates, and mint marks. I'll never collect that just because there's some that are so far out of reach. It's going to be the same way with commemoratives. And often, I don't like starting something and not being able to complete it. So
hmm
it's going to happen to me with the commemoratives. I won't be able to complete that set, and I won't be able to complete the Morgan set. But I'll get the relatively cheap ones. The ones that I really find that are beautiful and all, and that's just going to have to suffice.
what about proof sets? Do you collect those at all? Like,
I actually do. That's what started the whole name of the game when we jumped in for some reason. And I know a lot of people don't like proof sets, and I get it because they just really don't ever go up in value. They just don't. But I like the beauty of the coin. I like the mirror finishes. So I happen to have all the proof sets from 1961 to 1970, and then I stop. I don't have any of the clad proofs because I like it to at least be silver. So I start back up in 1992, and I've got all the way through 2019.
yeah, that's the ones I collect too. Is the silver proof. I don't like to collect anything but that. I've got from about I don't know 96 through current. Actually, I don't think I bought the 2018 or 2019. I want to get the 2019 because it's a 999 silver. But a lot of times if you wait it out like the 2018s, I can get at a coin show for less than you pay for them at the LCS. You can get or at the mint, so you can get them for like $50 instead of the 55 or 58 plus shipping. So I just haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I still need my
I don't know
2018
why
and
the US Mint
2019.
didn't pull the trigger earlier on making coins, 0.999 for at least the silver proof sets. They should have probably done that a long time ago, like in the mid 90s when silver was what, $3 to $6 an ounce. I mean, that should have been when they did it right there. But they waited till all this time to do it, and there could be lots of pure silver Kennedys out there right now. But
Yeah.
there's not because I thought they just waited too late. And I know they did it for reasons for preserving the dies, getting strikes on the die longer. They don't have to change them out. Silver's a lot easier to strike without having any copper in it. So I don't know why they didn't do it a long time ago.
Hey, Armando says he bought two of the 2019 silver proof sets. They're still available, aren't they? I don't think they're
Yeah,
sold out from the mint yet, are they?
yeah, they're still available. I don't think the mint stopped. They sort of do those made to order. They'll
Okay.
get a
All
general
right.
how many are selling, and they'll produce just so much ahead of time. I believe that's how they'll do it. I think they'll strike those all the way till November or December, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, Lazy Lawrence has joined us. So why don't we go ahead? You guys, you ready to give away another giveaway? We're getting late into the evening, and we've got some more giveaways to do.
All right, well, mine's just going to be that 1964 quarter. It's a nice little shiny one. I'll just leave it in the back there somewhere.
Yeah.
And my question is, during the Ike Dollar mintage run, in what years were no 40% silver Ikes produced? 1975 does not count as no Ikes were produced at all. So I'm looking for 2 years and type and go.
you can type in.
You can say he did.
You did.
You did,
He's ahead.
yeah.
There you go.
So looking for what years there was no 40% Ikes produced. Need both on the same line. We told you guys. We put our heads together. We're making you work for it tonight.
It just so happens to be the only 40% Ikes I have are the ones with silver. I don't collect any clad Ikes.
Yeah, I don't collect any clad Ikes either. Okay.
Oh, we got one.
Yeah, got one. Full push metals got it.
Right before Michael on our screen, we see full push medals.
Yeah, he got them. Those are the 2 years. Which I find really interesting why they didn't do that. I don't know why they just decided out of right then and there.
But isn't it hard to tell sometimes what Ikes are 40%?
Well, I know they made them They made them in 71, 72, 73, 74. They did it in 75 because in 75 they were minting that year, but they all were going to have the bicentennial 1976 date on it. That's why there's no 1975. And then for some reason, they just didn't make any in 77 and 78. And 78 was its last year.
So would it be anything with an S mint mark?
Yeah, those were the only ones. They came out with a BUS that they came out in the packages of what were called blue ikes, and then the proof ones were the brown ike. Both out of San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Nice question there.
Yeah, full push metal. So
Congratulations,
congratulations, full push.
So
Silver Ripples was almost right there too. Said 75 and 76 right off the bat, right after your go.
yeah. So for those of you who are answering Silver Stealers and winnings giveaways, you need to send your mailing address to them. I'm going to post it here in the comments. So if you could send your address to Silver Stealer, he'll make sure he gets that mailed out to you. So that was the first one was Fiat Destroyer left, but I've got Fiat's email address. I can email him and make sure that he emails you. And full push metals, if you can send your email to Silver Stealer, that'd be great. All right, so let's keep it going. I got a few more questions I'm curious about you guys. So, we've kind of talked about already about you guys coming together and agreeing on silver stacking. So this might be a better question for the missus. So winning, how do you feel about silver stacking? And are you all in on that as well?
Maybe not as crazy as Silver Stealer. But my grandfather, every birthday and every Christmas, when I was real young, he gave me a silver dollar. When I got older, they became silver half dollars. The price of silver went up for a while there, and the silver dollars were harder to find. And I put it in this bank that looked like a big barrel. And when my grandfather died, my grandmother had it, and then when she died, I don't know what happened, but I didn't end up with them. And so I've always thought I'd like to get that back myself. We just get it myself.
I'm pretty sure at this point we got that back in.
Get that back and more. It didn't even take a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same on our end. Mrs. TB is fully supportive and likes the silver stacking, understands why we're doing it from multiple angles. But as you said, she's not as crazy as I am, but certainly supportive. So.
And credit to winning, and the fact that when I went into this, she didn't know much about all the different dates and everything else. She has really, really, really come along. She knows quite a bit now.
I've done my research.
She's done a lot of research. So.
And Mrs. TB's been doing the same thing too. So I think as you get into it, you find out it is pretty interesting stuff. The history, the value, there's just so many different nuances about it that you can find in this stuff.
Well, with most hobbies, knowledge is key, but I really think with coin collecting and all, knowledge is really, really king. It's powerful. You need to have some knowledge about this when you go to coin stores, flea markets, whatever. It's good to know the coins. You never know when you can get a deal, and you're less likely to get burned if you know your stuff. So.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to, find great deals, but once in a while you can bump into them. But, most people think if they have an old coin that it's worth, $1 million. And that's what I find when I look at, OfferUp and Let Go app and even Craigslist, where you'll see roll of Washington quarters only $700. It's like, okay. I mean, or I've seen, you know, Mercury dimes listed for $200 or $300. They just think because they're old that it means automatically means they're worth a lot of money.
Mom, my LCS told me a story the other day that he had some young woman come in with what she thought was a gold coin, and she's thinking she's got about $100 in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, it's a fake. You know, it's not even close to looking real.
Mm.
You know, they even had on the back, I think it said copy or something like that was written on it. It was made from some restaurant or something like that as just their little token coins that they gave out to people. But she really thought she had a gold coin, and he said, I just don't know. I just had to disappoint her. I'm not buying that for $1,500. I think he bought it from her for like 50 cents because he wanted it, because it was something that he hadn't seen before. So he actually bought it, but she didn't get the 1,500. So
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, people really think, I don't know, they just think that because it's old, it's worth a lot of money. And like, yeah, I want $200 for this Mercury dime. I'm like, okay, I'll give you $1.05.
right.
Talk about being offended, boy. All right.
Yeah, I'm not going to get burned, and I take it you're not going to get burned either. So
Gonna try not to. My only concern is, you know, I tend to buy our gold coins without being, you know, certified, so or graded, and I only buy them from reputable, you know, eBay dealers like Liberty Coin. I don't buy them off individuals. But you know, there's always I doubt a reputable dealer should not be selling, you know, fake coins, but you just never know for sure. You know.
I saw you got that Geiger gold the other day.
Oh yeah, yeah. I trust that because that's wrapped and certified, and but you know, we buy some pre-1933 gold coins, you know, from the 1800s, and you know, those could be faked. You know, I could always run them up to this, you know, LCS and have them checked. But like I said, I buy them off of like Liberty Coin on eBay, and they've got, you know, 200,000 reviews out there. It'd be very unlikely that they would pawn off a bad coin.
Hey, Clinton S.
Hey, yeah, Clinton, how you doing? Popped in last night to your auction there for a little bit. I don't think I announced that I was there, but I was checking out and supporting your channel last night. All right, so why don't we do this? We got a couple more giveaways. I'll go ahead and do mine. In between the giveaways, I'd like to talk to you guys about the technology and the way that you edit your videos, because I'm an IT guy. I'm very interested in that. But let's go ahead and do another giveaway. And I'm going to flip over to my screen here. And this one's pretty nice. This is a 40%er. It's a 1967 Kennedy, but it's in pretty good shape. And most of them are, as we know. You know.
Yeah.
But this one's
Pretty one.
This one's a pretty one. So this is going to be up for grabs, and we have a question, and we have people to watch for the answer. So you can guess as much as you want to. And I'm going to get ready to type go. But here is the question. I guess we're going to need an exact answer on this. This might be tough. This is a number question, but you don't have to do math. All right. How many 1970D Kennedy has or produced? That don't include the S's in that. I'm looking for how many 1970D, which stands for Denver Mint, Kennedy has or produced. And you can go. We're looking for an exact number because it was the lowest mintage business strike of the Kennedy $50. And that's what I found interesting about it.
I only have one.
I have, well, would that come in the 1970 proof set? That'd be a D, wouldn't it? Or it might be the S. I'm not sure.
It would be the S.
I think we still need another answer, Armando. There you go. U.S. Silver Stacker has it. 2,150,000.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Sorry, Armando, you had an extra 5 in that first answer, so we see U.S. Silver Stacker as the winner of the 1967 Kennedy.
And by the way, that D mint mark on that 1970, that would come out of the mint set from that Denver always puts out.
You know, I might have that though. I think the mint scent that I have was the one that had all three in it. It had P, D, and S. I don't know. I bought it at an auction a couple months ago. I got it stacked away somewhere. I don't know if it's got a D in there or not. I should check it out. So this is USS.
Those ones usually carry a little bit of a premium because of that 70D in there.
Yeah, so, alright, so USS Silver Stacker, congratulations. If you could send your mailing address to TB at Talking. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. talkingbullion.com. We will get that mailed out to you. Congratulations. That's a nice win. That's a nice coin. I like that. I pulled
There's
it.
good questions tonight. There's been so many people that have been really close around it.
And I've noticed how slow the answers come.
Yeah, they're probably hoping for a fruit or a state. They're like, what? Come on, you guys. So anyway, let's see. It's after 10 already. So I just wanted to find out because, like I said, I'm a technology guy. What are you guys using to record your videos and then edit your videos? Because your videos are pretty good quality. I like what you guys are doing. So what are you guys doing to do that?
Recording for the most part. We have Android phones. I have the 9S Plus
And I got the 8
active.
active.
They both have really good cameras on them for video. So that's pretty much what we use for video. Then to edit, I was using Photoshop.
Entirely for the videos themselves. It took forever to render them things.
Wow.
But go on.
And then I got Premiere Pro and After Effects. Still learning to use them, but I'm doing all right with it. The first one I really did a lot of editing with the After Effects and Premiere Pro was for International Stackers giveaway, and it has us running through the woods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that video took 2.5 days to do filming and editing.
Yeah, that was probably one of our longest times in spending on a video. We wanted to really, we wanted everyone to try to laugh at it. You know.
That was a great video, you guys. We did get a kick. I loved it when you went to jump the river. That was hilarious.
I had been thinking that for a while. I just didn't know how we were going to pull it off. And, you know, and with the way that she did the editing, with the way the music just comes to a complete halt, and I plop, a foot away from the edge of the river.
And the $6 million bionic sound while you're running and stuff. That was great.
I was hoping that quite a few people would catch that $6 million man music. But yeah, that was a fun one to do. Actually, the week before that, I had been down by the river and I hurt my knee pretty bad. And then that day, I decided to hurt the other knee. So I just matched things up. It was great.
I think the first time we did a video that had more into it was Clever Coins GAW announcement thing, and that kind of pushed us more in the direction of doing different things, and we shot that one at the park.
Yeah, we're trying to show a little bit more of our personality. You know, I'm
He's a goofball.
Yeah, so I like to try to be. I mean, on Lake House Beach shout-outs, I got the Long John Silver's guy to say, hey, congratulations, Lake House Beach, on your 1,000th sub. So, you know, that was pretty funny. You know, it was something I hadn't seen anyone doing. And then, of course, with International Stacker, I even managed to get his name up on the Jumbotron at the end of that video. So it was, that was actually, to tell a little story about that, I had asked my bosses there if I could use the Jumbotron. They turned us down. They said, nope, don't want that stuff on there. I just went out there and shot a whole bunch of B-roll going towards the board, and she just filled it in later. And that was time consuming for her to put that on the Jumbotron with the camera moving. So that took some time.
Yeah, but it was great. I mean, I just love the creativity. You know, it's one thing that Mrs. TB and I, we have a lot of ideas, a lot of great videos. We just really don't have the time to execute them because I want to get out of the mode of just unboxings. Hey, here's my junk silver purchase for today. You know, so we've
Yeah,
got
and that's sort of the same thing with us. We're just trying to maybe see if I can shoot a couple coins down the river every now and then, just change the scenery up a little bit, you know, every now and then. And if I could, if you allow me to talk about this Peace Dollar series that we're going to be doing,
sure.
that's probably going to be some of the hardest work that we're putting into videos right now. And I've even got it listed on my front page for returning subscribers that it's going to be Peace Dollar of the Week. Well, we're starting to think maybe we bit off a little bit more than we can chew. We're still going to do the series, but it's not going to be one per week. Just because of the amount of editing, I'm going to do it documentary style. I'm going to have pictures that are going to be scrolling across while I talk about the subjects.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be
the history of the world
we're
during
going to be
the time.
yeah, it's going to take a lot more editing. So I'm going to now call it Peace Dollar of the Month, which means that since there's 24 coins, it's going to take 2 years to complete this series. I don't think it's going to take 2 years, but right now, to get the first one out of the gate is going to be something that we're going to mirror with each episode, that this is the style of how this episode's going to go. And so when you watch the next one, like the very first episode is going to be the 1921 High Relief Peace Dollar. And during that, we're going to tell a little bit of the history of what was going on in the United States and whatnot. In 1922,
And the world.
in 1922, there's 3 coins that were minted that year. So I'll be able to break up 1922 in 3 different segments while I talk about each of those coins. So it's almost like the first one's going to be a long episode, and then I'll be able to make 1922 broken up a little bit shorter. But we're going to want to try to get a feel. And I think once we get on our feet and we start kicking out a few of these, it'll probably get a little bit faster for us for the editing and whatnot. But this first, I don't want this coming out to where it's something that's not anything but perfect in my eyes. And to get that way, I just don't want to put out something slop to this. So I let a little teaser out the other day of about a month ago, about what this might look like. So if anyone's interested, I'd check that out there. But that's kind of the look that we're getting for this series, and it's going to be a lot of work. So I just don't want it to be sloppy. So we're not going to be calling it the Peace Dollar of the Week anymore. It's going to be the Peace Dollar of the Month, because I think I need about a month between working and carrying on, you know, with our lives. That it's going to take probably about a month to kick out one of those episodes. And I'll still have plenty of other videos of my buys and stuff like that I'll be putting out. But that one's probably not going to be Peace Dollar of the Week anymore. It's going to take some time. I just wanted to get that out there in case anyone was like, what happened? You're supposed to be putting out one a week. Well,
it was supposed to start till September, so
yeah, so
they're not too worried.
we're already working on the first one. It's all going to be scripted. You know, we've got to have the music right for the times that are good, and then there's going to be times where there's bad in the United States and the world. So, you know, you gotta figure out how the music's going to flow through all that, and like I said, it's got to be heavily scripted. So I've never scripted really much of anything of any of my YouTube videos that I put out. It's pretty much shoot on the go. I've got the ideas of what I want to say during the video, and that's how I go about it. And this one is going to be one of the first ones that I think I'll have that's scripted.
So where do you guys get your royalty-free music and photos from?
We're still trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, we haven't exactly. There's this artist, and it's on my phone, so I'm looking at my phone at all the comments right now, so I can't pull it up really. But there's this artist that we're looking at that for $5 a month we can become one of his patrons, and we're allowed to use music. We just can't monetize it, the video that would be on. And for me, since I'm under 1,000 subs, I don't, the monetizing thing isn't really important to me right now. I just want to put out some decent content. So
Now, for me, the Peace Dollar series is going to be something people might come back and watch after he hits 1,000.
Right.
Just because of the history of it. So I think he might need to figure out a different route to go.
Well, I use something I've been using for a long time now called Digital Juice, and they're a little outdated with their technology. The stuff that they provide is beautiful, but it seems like they haven't updated their juicers, what they call it, for you to download things. But They usually run sales for $250. You can get a lifetime membership, and you can basically download anything for free. And they've got hundreds of thousands of projects and videos and music, and they've got After Effects template videos that you can download to do, really cool stuff. So,
You mind later hit me up that link on an email? I'd appreciate it.
yeah, and again, they've got. I mean, you do a search for. I mean, they don't have a whole lot of coin things on there. They have a few, but I'll tell you, they just have so many different templates and music, and like that music I use in my intro, and even the fire type stuff. I downloaded all that from Digital Juice and put it together, broke it apart, because even if the video is long, bring it into a video editor and cut it up and just take the parts you want out of it and stuff. So. Yeah, Digital Juice. Yeah, you'll recognize Digital Juice on some of the things, but they went to a subscription model a few years ago, which kind of got them a little sideways. And but again, they've got some really really cool stuff out there. So.
Yeah, we redid our channel, his channel, the beginning of this year, to make sure we did not have anything on it that, like, if somebody played our video on their channel, they could get in trouble if they had music on it that was bad. So we took all the videos off and redid everything. And so
I had about probably 40 videos out, and then I was using some music that probably wasn't legal. And so without getting a strike from YouTube or anything, I just went ahead and cleared the slate and started it all over again. So I lost quite a few views, and then the videos that I was pumping out were some of the videos again. They were the same exact video, only with different music, so they didn't quite get the views because I was relaunching it, but I just wanted to stay legal. That was more important to me than anything.
It's not worth it. And YouTube does check that stuff out, and they will strike you or send you messages. So I just think it's best to play it on the up and up, to do it, only use, images. I know that there's a lot of people out there, some people I was working with a while back on YouTube, and they're like, "Oh, where do you get your images?" "Oh, I just go to sites and download them and just use them." I'm like, probably not a good idea. People got a right to get paid for their photos, and as Winning can probably attest to. And
it was actually AU Rebel who alerted me to it when I was fairly early on in YouTube, and I got to give that guy a lot of credit because I came out of the gate stumbling. My videos weren't really that good. I leave a couple of them now up that are still on there just so I can remind myself how far along I think I've come. But AU Rebel just really sort of guided me in the right direction, and rest in peace. I really missed the heck out of him.
Yeah.
But I'll always owe credit to my channel to AU Rebel because he gave me the push and pushed me in the right direction I think I needed to go in, and so I give a lot of credit to him. So.
Oh yeah. No, that's good. That's good that he had an impact on your life. That's what we all hope to do.
I'll never forget him. So yeah.
All right. Silver Steeler Winning. Why don't you guys have one more giveaway? I believe it's getting late on us here. So we got what do you got next for us?
Well, I'm going to do the same 1967.
You got a 60. You got a 67
like
too,
yours,
huh?
this one contains no mint mark. Pun intended. And this should be an easier one. So I'm going to have, what years were Susan B. Anthony dollars produced? And if you'll hit go for me.
There you go.
Hi, Barbara.
What years were Susan B. Anthony dollars produced?
And we need all years on the same line.
Yes.
All years on the same line. We're looking for every year. Not just one year, every year that they were produced.
No.
Keep going. This is for a nice 67, 40%er.
Oh, Michael. No, Clinton.
This is a backwards math question.
I'll give a clue, if you don't mind, TV.
It's your giveaway. Do what you want to, buddy.
We're looking for 4 years. 2021 was an often forgotten year.
Oh, there we go.
Michael got one.
Michael
Been so close all
McFerrin.
night tonight too. So,
Michael McFerrin got it.
yeah. That was
70.
really weird that they decided to reproduce those in 1999 after such a large gap.
Well, we know why, though.
You know why? Yes.
That's because of
Post offices and parking meters in Washington, D.C. had a lot to do with why Susan B. Anthony's were reproduced in 1999 again, knowing full well that the Sacagawea was coming right behind it. It baffles me sometimes, some of the decisions they make.
So Michael, send your information to Silver Steeler. I just typed in his email address. If you'd send your information over to him, he will make sure he sends you out that 1967 $50. Congratulations, Michael. That's really cool.
Everyone wants some stickers too and stuff too. So.
Yeah, get some of his cool stickers you see there. Silver Steeler and Winning Image Photography. And again, for those of you who weren't with us early, that picture on that sticker for Winning Image Photography is one that she took herself. And that's a beautiful, beautiful picture.
Almost didn't get that picture that day thanks to my dad. He knocked over her tripod and we caught the camera just before it was going to hit the ground.
And I was in full swing of taking pictures at the racetrack, and I was like, that's my livelihood.
Yeah.
clumsy dad.
Oh, that's great. So
That's cool. Clinton 714. Yeah. I don't know where I ever developed that number. I use that number attached to a lot of things. I just really like the number 714. I don't know why. It's just a thing with me. I used to go to concerts out in New Jersey back in the day, and they all started at 7:30, and the clocks would not turn on in the stadiums until 7:14. So
really, that's weird. That's weird.
It was a thing. It was I forget what it really was. It was just weird. So. That's why I adopted those numbers. So.
Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. It's 10:22. We appreciate everybody hanging on. We've had some great conversation, and we know a few people joined us a little bit later, but we did have, 6 giveaways tonight, so definitely did the giveaways tonight and had some pretty tough questions, but making you work a little bit for it. And maybe next week, Mrs. TB will be back to join us, and maybe she'll come up with some good fruits or veggies for us. So,
hi, Barbara, and bye, Barbara.
Yeah. Barbara joined us here a few minutes ago, and she's got the Rolling Stones logo there for her button, for her YouTube button. That's interesting. So,
thanks, Armando. Appreciate it, Armando.
She just went to the Rolling Stones concert.
Yeah, I know. Lucky her, huh?
Yeah, I'm a big Stones fan.
Is that where she was at tonight?
Not tonight.
Not tonight, a week or two ago.
Like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Right on. Well, thanks for having me, TB. I really appreciate it, man. I really do. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you joining us, and you guys had some great stuff for us tonight. Really appreciate it. And everybody, before we sign off, just remember that check out Silver Steeler's YouTube page. He's coming up on 500 subscriptions. He's going to have a giveaway for that. So make sure you check out his content. He's got great content. I think you'll enjoy it. Check out the one he did about, what was it, a Goblin Gaw, or what was that one for international?
Gall Goblin for International Stacker.
Yeah.
That's probably right now my favorite bid that I've come out with, and it doesn't even really have anything to do with coins. But if you want to check out a couple of the Peace Dollar ones, I put out a Dansko album that's put together with some real nice music.
Yeah,
it's
that's
she really used that software for the first time to really put together a nice video. We like that one a lot right now too.
Yeah, he doesn't talk.
Yeah, I don't talk. That's probably why I like it the best. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, TB.
Yeah,
and thanks everyone for came in and stopped and listened to me.
Yeah. So if you guys want to hang on there for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and sign off and thank everybody again for joining us. And come back and see us next Monday night. We'll be back same time, same place, and we look forward to seeing you then. So take care, everybody. Good night.
Thank you all.